बहुत से लोगों ने अपना होमवर्क भी सबमिट किया है, दैट्स वेरी गुड, आई एम श्योर यू आर ग्रोइंग इन दैट। बहुत से लोगों ने मैसेजेस भी मुझे भेजे हैं कि सर बिकॉज ऑफ माय office I'm doing offline classes but the homework is done and this is it, and they have shared also, so that's really, you know, like I can really see the class is going the way learning should happen. Entertainment to chalta hi rehta hai and that should also be there, but I can see a very very serious lot and sincere lot above all, and learning from whatever small little baby steps you're taking, that's amazing. So today is my first class, can I join from here? Mehak Thakur, this is pretty advanced, okay, so you may not be able to appreciate what we are doing, so I have a request, please go to the first class of this course, go to my profile, go to the first class, वहाँ course orientation blueprint होगा, that will guide you. आज की क्लास आपके लिए थोड़ी मुश्किल रहेगी. Anyone joining from here? Not a good idea. अगर साइड बाय साइड कर रहे हैं तब ठीक है, if you're doing side by side, you've done something, चलेगा. अगर एकदम ही न्यू है तब आज प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. If you've done some basics, बिल्कुल ठीक है, then you can. ठीक है, it's not about, you know, making students sit in the class, it is about making their time count and their learning make a difference. ठीक है. So और बताएं, any questions, doubts? आज की स्लाइड भी अपलोड करते हैं. गुड मॉर्निंग द्विवेदी एंड जय हिंद. एंड मॉर्निंग में आई होप पीपल आर अटेंडिंग द एनवायरमेंट क्लासेस. एनवायरमेंट पे हमने आज शुरू कर दिया, पहला धागा बांधा है, so we started putting one thread from the history and we'll continue tomorrow, and more current affairs and PYQs will keep on coming. So let me upload the slide for all of you for today's class. कल वाला स्लाइड तो सभी को मिल गया, नहीं मिल गया? So where are we? Just uploading the file for all of you. Priyanka could not do the live, it's okay. जो आज हम एलसी किंग के बारे में बात करेंगे, we will continue with that. So just a recap, since you have no questions, if you have questions please ask. Just a recap of what we have done. We have talked about slope evolutions, slope evolution plus cycles of erosion. Well, I would not consider that, you know, we should call them strictly as cycles of erosion, because cycle word Davis has used it. Davis has used the word cycle. Other people may not essentially call it cycle. Say for example, we were talking about tank. For tank, it is a dynamic event. It's a dynamic event, and that is there. But still, can I put it in brackets and say cycle of erosion पे बात हुआ है? Kushi says I was not able to do homework because of time issue. आपका environment class and night में history class. Okay, too many classes, Kushi. So I hope you're doing justice to the classes. And once again, Sanchari had done good work on that. So Sanchari, good work. Other people have also done good work. But I think, you know, ready to use in the exam. वहाँ पर एक अच्छी चीज, एक अच्छा sample बन जाता है. That comes across as a very very good sample. So Kushi, keep completing whatever you can, and I would again say weekends को use करिए. Use your weekends. Yes. So I know you are all committed. I know none of you want to leave anything. आपकी जो भी classes हो रही हैं, you want to do justice to all the classes. Why optional? But GS class also. And you're trying to manage your time, and at times you feel that something, you know, like थोड़ा सा mismatch हो जाता है. Please do not lose confidence. Marathon race, you do not lose confidence because people are ahead of you. Soon you will find they will tire out and slow down, and you will continue. So persist. It's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay. But if you don't have the intention, number one, or you are unduly procrastinating. What is procrastination? कर लेंगे यार. So the time is short. Then that's a problem. ठीक है. So we were talking about, but dictionary part left. Okay. We were talking about two things. अभी तक हमने बात किया है. Slope angle steep था. Yes. Or since I have made this diagram look more like graph, so it is looking a little wrong. Let me remove this. Steep. Things coming down. Slope. Decline. Can I call this as the slope is coming down? Yes. Can I use the term down wasting? Is everyone okay with the term down wasting? Sediments, they are coming down, they are transported through denudation processes, and what is happening? They're coming down wasting. Okay. इसमें क्या होता था? Yes, what is happening? अच्छा, पैरेलल रिट्रीट ऐसे नहीं यूज करेंगे. पहले इसको क्या यूज करेंगे? आई टोल्ड यू पैरेलल रिट्रीट किससे एसोसिएटेड है? द वर्ड गोज मोर टू एलसी किंग, है ना? डिड आई टेल यू अबाउट दैट किंग थिंग? सो इसको पहले तो हम ये करें स्लोप replacement. Is everyone okay? So let's compare with, like the terminology, because why am I doing this? Everyone, please pay attention. There will be a question, compare and contrast Davis and Peck. Compare and contrast Davis and Peck. तो यहाँ पर वो words भी उसके parallel आना चाहिए ना, slope decline, slope replacement. Down wasting, can I use the word back wasting? Back wasting. So that is why I'm saying, though we did look at, like something parallel is going on, no doubt about that. जो भी slope है वो parallel में जा रही है. We said it starts with the fluvial process and then evolution takes over. We agree on that. But when we are talking about this parallel retreat thing, that theory goes to LC King. तो theory का नाम आएगा LC King. तो ऐसा बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. Similar ideas will be there, but when we are being comparative, we should use those words over there. So I missed approximately 20 minutes, 20 classes. I am very much aware of our class structure. As per this class will be continuation of yesterday's class. So please advise how to balance. Yes, this is definitely a continuation of the class. I would say very advanced climatology से शुरू कर लो. First class of advanced climatology वहाँ से शुरू करो. That will help you. ठीक है, आज का तो definitely a continuation है. So ठीक है. Is everyone okay? So this is happening. So slopes are. और यहाँ पर उन्होंने क्या use किया है? Bosch is being replaced by Hang. And in the end, what will happen? In the end, certain resistant rocks will be left, है ना? तो ऐसा प्लेन बन जाएगा. What will this be called as? Pediment. या pediment नहीं कहते, इसको पेडिप्लेन बोलते हैं, क्योंकि उनसे कंपेयर करना है. So we are comparing. And what does he says? He says ऐसा कुछ multi-concave structure is there. And what is this? This is peneplain. What are these? These are resistant rocks. What do we call them? Monadnocks. What do we call these? These we call as Inselbergs. Do we get that? So this is what we are talking about. This guy is very, very clearly based on stages, and this guy is based on force interplay. Interplay of forces. True. बहुत ही clear है. If they ask us differences 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 differences are here only with diagrams. Just in the figure, those are there. If you can appreciate that, things can change. अब और add करना है. One of them was a geomorphologist. Yes. Other was a geologist. Yes, you can see that he is applying Darwinian idea to give a general theory called the cycle of erosion. So slopes की तो बात ही नहीं. Landform description उनका काम है. He is into landform description, no, not analysis. Yes, but this guy is not looking at that. He is into quantitative measurements. He is into explanation. He is into slope analysis. Yes, and he is not into stages, not stages. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. So you can see very, very clear we are looking at that these people are talking two very different things. So if a question is asked about differentiate between them, बहुत अच्छे से हो जाएगा. You have diagrams and 4 or 5 points. कितना आएगा? 10 mark आएगा. 10 mark में 2 pages you have to write. ज़्यादा आ जाएगा. If it comes more, then go for the graph also. See, a smart student will decide what is the scope of the question. If instead of 10 marker or 15 marker, he goes for a 20 marker. If he goes for a 20 marker, you got 3.5 pages. Then what do you do? Entire cycle. बनाएंगे पूरा का पूरा cycle. Can we make that cycle? अच्छा, इसमें ही हम criticism भी फिर उसमें डालना शुरू करेंगे. We will say that this fellow was not taking into account that landforms are polygenetic, polycyclic. Yes or no? He himself sees that that is not happening, and he is more caught by stage, youth, mature, senile. Can I say that? So उसमें depending on the question, when we are comparing, we say इसने तो मान लिया, तो this guy acknowledges process and structure. Anyone who's understanding what is Penck and Davis, who has attended the class, वो बहुत easily इसको कर सकता है. But होता क्या है? You want everything dictated और कहीं पर लिखा हो, तो क्या होता है? You don't develop your own faculty of that very moment generating these ideas. अब ये पेज है मेरी brainstorming. What I have done is brainstormed in front of you. I keep on demonstrating these things in front of you. Now you will find some teachers demonstrating answer writing. वो पूरा आंसर लिख के लाएगा क्योंकि रट के बैठा हुआ है वो. And actually he or she has made his or her notes, and वो notes को लिख रहा है आपके सामने. I'm saying reality. Tell me in reality from your school college days, first you thought of the answer, no? You thought of the answer, what would be the points? So one is slope replacement, back wasting, Bosch and Hang, Inselberg, जो उसका nomenclature है, the residual plane in the end, the force, the drama that is there, acknowledge process and structure. 7th is quantitative measure. This is what these people are different about. 8th can be the graph. 8th element can be the graph. True. Now tell me, you have 8 points to elaborate on. 2 sentences. One sentence will take 15-20 words. One sentence generally takes 15-20 words. People are wondering, will I have sufficient to write in the exam or not? So I am saying one sentence takes 15 to 20 words. 2 sentences will take 30 to 40 words. 8 ideas. 8 ideas. 8 ideas to be elaborated, 2 sentences each. Everyone sitting in my class, can you write 2 sentences, 2 meaningful sentences about force ke interplay pe, slope replacement pe, with diagram? Can you do that? 8 threes are 240 words, 8 fours are 320 words. वही चाहिए average words. True or not? तो उसके बाद एक introduction. Then what do we do in introduction? Remember pioneering work in explanation of landforms. Pioneering work in explanation of landforms. One fellow takes a deterministic approach. Remember we bring in determinism. Deterministic approach of well-defined sequence of stages. Other fellow being a geologist, a trained geologist, goes into the fine process of it. So he goes into process-based explanation. Let us compare the two. We compare. Okay, can you? And towards the end, what do we say? Both of them have done pioneering work. Both of them complement each other. It is because of their original work that subsequent scholars have built upon it, and the theoretical understanding of this has grown. However, it must be emphasized. It must be emphasized that the contemporary idea of steady state, वो भी बताया नहीं है, steady state or equilibrium theories challenge both of them. तो पता ही नहीं था. That's for me to tell, no? That's for me to give you that extra edge. But introduction तो सबको समझ में आया. Determinism से शुरू कर सकते हैं. Deterministic idea of stages and this thing. Conclusion और आगे आ जाएगा. The more I teach you, the more your wisdom is there. But can I expect students who are listening to me? I have identified, earmarked 8 dimensions just on one screen. This is how notes are. Actually, you tell me, people who are selling their printed notes, are they not selling their dictations? And people are wondering कि मैं वो dictations करके रट के एग्जाम में पहुंच जाऊंगा. And with this more that मेरे वाले notes रट लो उससे पास हो जाते हैं. And people don't have anything of this. Now depends. If that fellow asks me this for 10 marks, तभी मैं इतना लिखूंगा. I'll cut down to one sentence each. Imagine a smart student, what will you do? Instead of 2 sentences, you cut down everything to 1 sentence each. Yes. So I can manage between 200 and 350 words just by deciding how much to write. और सारे points लिखूंगा. I will write all the points. Everyone okay? So at times, like we don't get time too much to talk about answer writing and all. I hope you have the confidence. You can see हाँ यार ये possible है. What sir is doing, we can also do that. Is everyone with me on this? चलिए अब बहुत आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. Is everyone okay with back wasting, down wasting? Is everyone okay with holding that word parallel retreat for some time? Yes. So parallel retreat is happening. His idea is about that. But people who's been given the credit to that, अब वो king है तो king को मान लेते हैं. But you understood what is parallel. And I'm sure like why the word parallel comes to mind, because यार ये diagram तभी बनेगा जब कुछ parallel में दिखा पाऊंगा. True. Everyone with me on this? एक interesting वाला बताते हैं आपको. Wood. बीच में छोटी सी theory है. Wood's theory of slope evolution. What is Wood's theory? I do not see Wood's theory as a standalone question. I don't see कि Wood's theory एक बड़े question के रूप में आएगा. I don't see that. So I'm also doing it in a simple way. तो उन्होंने क्या किया है? He was studying cliff. इनकी theory को कभी-कभी cliff retreat भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है? So I want everyone to draw a cliff. देखिए आप लोगों को cliff याद है कि नहीं? Everyone draw a cliff. Everyone try drawing a cliff. Let me see if you remember how to draw a cliff or not. Quickly. I'm also checking that if I missed something, कुछ आपको बताना बाकी है तो more or less I have told you everything. So I expected you to draw a cliff like this. Almost a vertical face. ऐसा होना चाहिए. So Wood's theory is about this. Wood's theory is about cliff retreat. So how would the cliff get eroded? और ये interesting thing आती है because his ideas were later on used by king also to develop that. ठीक है? So can I say the cliff retreat? Can I say that this is an escarpment? Remember the flat face is also called escarpment. Can I also call this as what do we call it? Free face? Free face. Why? Because the slope is more than gravity will cause mass movement over here. What kind of mass movement can you think of? What kind of mass movement can you think of? Remember, there are many types of it. Will it be creep? Will it be solifluction? Think about it. Rock fall. So इधर तो fall होने के ज़्यादा chance है. Fall will be there. Yes. So fall will happen. Now can I say exogenetic forces will start acting upon it? Exogenetic forces will start acting upon it, and here the things will start falling. और यहाँ पर इकट्ठा हो जाएगा. Will they? And will the smaller ones also be there? So will they get collected here or not? With time, there's a tendency to fall. Okay? So with time, what will happen is they will get collected over here. Is everyone okay? Can I say that this will be created? Now water is coming, water is coming and water is bringing it. And remember, water can also call this. So free phase, there's a lot of fall happening, a lot of mass wasting is happening. Yes. And what will happen is, can I say that this part will be eroded through both the sides? That would be happening. So can I say the summits are getting eroded and the foot is collecting sediments? Summits are getting eroded and the foots are getting this thing. पहला तो process समझ लीजिए what is cliff happening. So cliff is getting eroded. Cliff is getting eroded. The summits are getting eroded on the top and at the bottom. That is there. Okay. Can I say the next stage? The next stage, everyone. Can I go to the next page? So the next stage is can I say the next stage is like this? Now, everyone, I am making this as a little concave. These are becoming concave. 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 Why concave? So all the things are falling down. Everyone, everything is falling down. Now what happens is the big rocks and boulders will like to stay here. Big rocks and boulders will like to stay here. The small ones will move out with water. Concave हो जाएगा. ठीक है. ऊपर में क्या होता जा रहा है? The unstable ones, they are falling down. They are falling down and they will reach at the bottom. तो यहाँ पर ये हो गया. Everyone okay? This will erode further, everyone. This will erode further, and a situation will come that it will become this and this, this and this. Is everyone okay? Almost a straight slope from concave and convex. It has turned into straight slope. Possible? Straight slope हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता? Straight slope. So what will happen now? Now we are having this thing. What happened? Whatever was on top, the same amount comes here. Whatever was on top, अब वो नीचे कौन सी slope बन गया? नीचे what slope is that? Can I call this as debris slope? नीचे is a debris slope. Can I say concave and this is debris slope? This is free face, rock slope, barren rock. True. Moment the angle becomes constant, he says parallel retreat will begin. So do you understand cliff retreat? So पहले क्या होने वाला? First, what is going to happen? First, concave and convex are going to be created, and after that, parallel retreat will happen. Is everyone okay? यहाँ तक आ गया? यहाँ तक आने के बाद, what will happen is, once these two meet, now the concavity, because the rocks are being transported, concavity आना शुरू हो जाएगा, and it will keep on coming down. Is everyone okay? So here what is happening? Straight slope. After straight slope, parallel retreat will happen. Parallel retreat will happen, and what is happening actually is whatever is on top, वो कहाँ पर नीचे जाता जा रहा है? Whatever is on top, that is getting deposited there. So in the end, what do we get? In the end, what do we get, everyone? Everyone, पहले ये slope था. First, this was the slope. Everyone, yes. Next, what happens? This. Next, what happens? True. Can we see that? So this is going to happen, and whatever is on top, that comes down, and a phase will come where this one will be like this. नीचे भी आने लगेगा ना, the thing will start coming down also. Will it happen from both the sides? If it is happening, will we get the similar thing? In the end, what will happen? We will have this thing, and what is being created here? Both the sides. This side also will be created. Can I say the sediments are brought down, and then what will happen? Rain wash and denudation will take on, all those sediments will go. Is everyone okay? So cliff recedes like this. Cliff goes back like this. So here he's not talking about, like a Halden hang replacing the Bosch. No, no, he's saying whatever is on top, the same thing comes down. And actually, whatever is left behind it to sediments, actually, whatever is left is nothing but the sediments, the deposits. So that is what his slope is like. His slope is more depositional slope. His slope is more depositional slope that we have. So what is this? Woods, cliff, or scrap retreat. Everyone okay with this? If you are okay, then let's write down something about this. Diagrams are done with you. So ये एक ही case, not for all. He says the erosion will happen when you have these cliffs being created. Cliff के साथ he has associated this with it. अब a strange thing I can criticize is everyone. He believes that whatever जो यहाँ से जाएगा वो यहाँ पर आ जाएगा. Whatever goes from here, the same will come here. True. He says the volume will match. He says the volume will match. That is why we will get a constant slope. Everyone okay? For parallel retreat to happen, what is needed? A constant slope is needed. True or not? So the rock from the top will break and it will come down. Now I have a question. I am saying constant slope can never be created. Let me tell you why. Because when the rock is there on top, it is consolidated. When it breaks and it comes down into bigger fragments and smaller fragments, its volume will be expanded or not? Its volume will always be expanded. So it cannot match it. So niche wala zyada hoga. Every pile will always be more. But then he adds to it. He adds what? He says the rivers will take the finer things away. River or erosion will take the finer thing away. So you will get a concavity at the bottom. So ठीक है, I'm just saying, like they have their ideas. These are all theoretical ideas. इनमें से किसी भी idea को दिल पे नहीं है. People are giving their ideas, their views. You saw, I think these two were very clearly, distinctly understandable. Most questions are coming from this. डेविस है. जिन लोग को समझ में नहीं आया, उन लोग के लिए अचानक कोई ट्यूबलाइट हो, ये वाला डेविस है और ये वाला पेंक है. Just in case. You might be wondering, छाप तो लिया पूरा का पूरा. You छाप out everything, and then you realize that डेविस वाला कौन सा? True. I know you're not that good, but still, I thought my job, my diagram should be clear and evident. Cliff retreat done, escarpment done. So what's theory? किन पे अभी आते हैं. So please write down for wood, everyone. Let's write something so that you are confident कि हाँ मेरे पास कुछ material भी है और मैं लिख भी सकता हूँ. Wood's theory assumes the presence of a steep scarp or cliff as an isolated landform. तो किसी भी वजह से बन सकता है. This can be, like because of endogenetic forces or leftover of something, residual भी हो सकता है. But he says you have something like this. Say for example, Western Ghats. Imagine Western Ghats have gone because of faulting also. I'm talking about Satpuras, the northern part, and the Vindhyas. Can we have those cliff faces? So he says when you have cliff faces, this will happen. So he says the erosional processes begin to act. The erosional processes begin to act on the cliff in a differential manner. The cliff summit experiences higher erosion, and due to steep slope, mass wasting or rapid mass movements. Due to steep slopes, rapid mass movements like rock fall lead to the fall of the debris at the foot of the cliff. This further results in the creation of the sediment slope at the foot. I hope you understand what do I mean by sediment slope, or the straight slope, or the rectilinear slope, of the scree slope. Yes, soil mantle rock slope. So all those words now start using the sediment slope at the bottom. To begin with, please write down. To begin with, the summital slope are convex. Summit means top way. Summital slopes are convex, while the slope at the bottom develop a concavity. As per Wood, as the denudation of the summit continues, as the denudation of summit continues to lower it progressively, continues to lower it progressively, continues to lower it progressively. The straight slopes at the bottom are created by the debris brought down. With time, the two slopes meet. So ऊपर से और नीचे से दोनों मिल जाएंगे. The two slopes meet, giving rise to a broader, longer, straight slope. Broader, longer, straight slope. From top to bottom, now we have a straight slope. This constant slope now retreats back parallelly. This constant slope now retreats back parallelly. Retreats back parallelly. With time, a predominance of exogenetic forces or denudational forces, the constant slope experiences deflation. Remember wind deflation? Deflation hollow सुना है? So क्या करता है? It takes away the sand or sediments. Experiences deflation, leading to creation of concave slopes. Concave slopes, which are progressively down-wasted. Now you know what is down-wasting. So concave slopes are created and they are progressively down-wasted. Is everyone okay with this? Which are progressively down-wasted. Progressively down-wasted, eventually leading to the creation of a multi-concave plane. Leading to the creation of a multi-concave plane. So multi-concave plane in the end बन जाएगा. So what's theory clear to all? So parallel retreat. Now we come to Lester King's theory. Lester C. King, L.C. King. L.C. King has the advantage of his predecessors doing some work already. Lester King has the advantage of his predecessors doing some work already. And now what he does is he improves upon that. जो इसका अच्छा लगेगा वो उधर से उठा लेगा, जो उसका अच्छा लगेगा उधर से उठाएगा. Do we get that? Where is he working? His theory is called the parallel retreat theory. His theory is called the parallel retreat theory. Get that? And he is working in South Africa. South Africa. Have you heard of those felts region? What are felts? Those high plateaus. Felts and Karus. Okay. So कुछ part वहाँ पर humid भी रहा है. Some part has been humid. Some part has been semi-arid. Okay. So he sees a multiplicity of landforms. वो ऐसा भी देखता है, ऐसा भी देखता है, ऐसे भी देखता है, cliff भी देखता है. He sees cliff. He sees concave with a very very thin layer of sediments. He sees convex also, and he wants to explain all of that. Okay. So whenever it comes to me, like all these concave and convex, so I believe like the forces, different forces will be acting on that. Different forces will be acting on that. So now L.C. King बहुत मजे में, he says कि यार मुझे डेविस का स्टेज वाला मॉडल बहुत अच्छा लगा. So he also wants to keep stages. Do we get that? But he likes the idea of back wasting of pink and parallel retreat of wood. वो भी अच्छा लगता है मुझे. Clear? I also want to see the forces, and I also see, like there are both, somewhere fluvial things are happening, somewhere Aeolian things are happening. I can see parallel retreat also happening. So everything I can see that is happening. So I want all those to be included in my theory, and my theory will be the most wide theory. But what is original about me? One thing is combining the two itself is original. Yes or no? There is whiskey and ice. There is whiskey and ice. But you go to the bartender, he makes so many cocktails out of it. Yes or no? दुनिया की cocktail बना रहा होता कि नहीं कुछ mix and match. And there are people who would like cocktails more than सीधा नीट पीने वाले. True or not? So इनके पास cocktail है, इनके पास दोनों मसाले हैं. He has both the masalas. He has the masala of Davis, he has the masala of Pink, and he has a new area that he's working in. Where is he working? He's working in South Africa. So इसको कोई टेंशन नहीं है, ये अपने ही वर्ल्ड में. So that's the advantage. So इनका काम देखने के लिए I have got something for you. I think that will help us. Slides पे चलें. अब बहुत सबका काम हमने देख लिया, इनका मॉडल हम बना लेंगे. But let us try and understand his vocabulary. In certain places I make you write down. In certain places you have the slides. Is it okay? Mix and match of things should be there, so that you don't feel कि यार कुछ material की कमी है, तो material भी है. Some language should also be there. So that is there. So Lester Charles King, L.C. King, is an English geologist, geomorphologist, known for his theories. His book is Morphology of Earth and Canons of Landscape Evolution. Canons means laws or rules. Yes. So he was trained in Davisian morphology. Teacher उसका ये है. Yes. TJD fair, and he borrowed the ideas of the teacher also. Yes. Slope के idea यहाँ से ले लिए और Dutoit से क्या ले लिया? Tectonic. So तब तक tectonic नहीं पता था उससे पहले, but now he has multiple inputs. Can I say he has multiple inputs? True. So if I say, like a computer engineer of the past was more original than the present one, present वाला करता क्या है? उसके पास तो सारी चीजें होती हैं. अरे, as newer frontiers of understanding are increasing, should you not go to the next level? तो अभी लोगों ने रोना शुरू किया, अरे कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहा था और ओरिजिनल माल तो सिर्फ मेरे ही पास है. सब अपना माल ओरिजिनली कहते हैं. True or not? Tell me there is only one story: hero, heroine, love, father not happy with it, finally they run away, and in the end the father also accepts, and that's a successful marriage. True or not? That's one formula. उस पे कितनी घसीट के मूवी बनाई, उनका कुछ भी रिकॉर्ड बन जाता, बनता है कि नहीं बनता है? Yes. In the childhood, hero's father killed, and later on hero grows up and takes बदला. Yes. माहिष्मती फिर ले लेता है वो. Same idea. सब same ही चले जा रहा है. But उसी को रिपीट करता है. And in a different way, people love it. नहीं इसने तो कॉपी किया. ओरिजिनल स्टोरी तो एक ही ने बनाई थी. ओरिजिनल स्टोरी तो केव पेंटिंग में मिल जाएगी. You go to the cave painting, उधर उन्होंने बनाई थी स्टोरी. So what I'm trying to say is, people are looking at the same thing. You tell me, why do you watch the cricket match? It's the same thing. Same 20 overs. Same 20 overs. No, what you turn out of it, does it make difference or not? So all those people were saying, अरे ये तो कॉपी पेस्ट है, उन्होंने भी कहीं से रटा हुआ, उनको लगता है स्टूडेंट में मजा आता है सुनने में, बेटा कॉपी पेस्ट है, फिर वो काम क्यों कर रहा है? Why is he still being talked of? आपका तो नाम नहीं होता, ऐसा तो नहीं होता. अरोड़ा's theory मैं भी तो सुन रहा हूँ सबकी. Do we get that or not? So what we are talking about is that his professors are teaching him something. अब कोई यूनिवर्सिटी गया नहीं हो बेचारा, पीडीएफ भक्त हो, पीडीएफ इकट्ठा करके पढ़ा हो, यस, करस्पॉन्डेंस कोर्स से सारा किया हो, तो उसको तो टीचर पता ही नहीं, बोले कॉपी पेस्ट, तो हमेशा ही कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहा है ना बेचारा. But what I'm trying to say is, same knowledge taken to the next level can give us a lot of understanding. So he is doing that. His ideas are influenced by his observation of South Africa. So can I say spatially he's different? Yes. And can I say his lineage is also different? His lineage as a geomorphologist is very, very different. So उनके पास पहले inputs है, वो advantage भी है, and he can edit, pick and choose क्या सही लगता है क्या नहीं लगता है. So that should be there. That freedom should be given to that. So what I believe is, when I get answers no, so student इतना रट के बैठा हुआ है, तो बोलता this was second hand information, he was an armchair geographer, ये वाला एक नया वाला सबको बहुत मजा आता है, armchair geographer. आर्मचेयर क्या होता है? जो अपनी कुर्सी से नहीं हिलता है और सारा. तुम्हें पता है वो क्या कर रहा था? हिलता था या नहीं हिलता था? Do you know he never went in the field? Will he tell you that he went in the field with his girlfriend to observe the cliffs? बेटा कोचिंग का टीचर, आर्मचेयर था. Anyone who makes theory आर्मचेयर था. क्यों? Because somewhere we hear of like Humboldt and Ritter, दो fathers of modern geography हैं. So उसमें Humboldt is a person who goes into field work, and Ritter is a person who gets secondary data, मतलब he collects data from all the travelers and then he compiles that. So कहीं पर बुक लिखती है, one of them is a field geographer, other is a armchair. अब कोचिंग वाले किसी भी geographer को आर्मचेयर है. अरे भाई, यूनिवर्सिटी में जब यहाँ पे पढ़ रहा है, इन सब टीचर्स से पढ़ा है, तो फील्ड वर्क तो किया होगा कि नहीं किया होगा? हम लोग जब जेएनयू में थे, यहाँ पर कोई और भी अगर ज्योग्राफी में किया हुआ, तो डिड यू गो टू द फील्ड और नॉट? बट ये कोचिंग वाले टीचर तो कभी गए ना यूनिवर्सिटी, ये बैठ के सारा आर्मचेयर काम कर रहा था. भाई आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट इज प्रोसेसिंग, एंड द टीचर इज आल्सो टेलिंग द स्टूडेंट्स कि भाई इनका काम में बहुत सारे इनपुट्स आ रहे हैं. स्टूडेंट को दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. द स्टूडेंट हु इज थर्ड जनरेशन, उसका तो ओरिजिन से कुछ लेना देना नहीं. ही वाज एन आर्मचेयर जियोमॉर्फोलॉजिस्ट. अच्छा, यहाँ तो जियोलॉजिस्ट भी लिख रहा हूँ, फिर क्या करूँ? बट रख के बैठा है ना, कुछ कर नहीं सकता. सो कैन वी बी अ लिटिल नॉर्मल अबाउट इट? देखिए, ज्योग्राफर है, अपना एक वर्ल्ड है, he has been exposed to various things, his predecessors have given him a lot of information, he's going to process that. Yes, something which is readily available. Now you tell me, so you decide to go for EV, everyone, so you have the money and you decide, no, EV, electric vehicles, I must go into making electric vehicles, electric car बना रहे हैं आप, ठीक है? So would you focus on the technology of how to have a car propelled by electricity, or would you want to work on how to make a wheel? Would you want to invent a wheel? वो एक बार सबसे पहले इन्वेंशन ऑफ व्हील हुआ, तो मेक अ कार, व्हील तो अवेलेबल है ना, कंपनी का फोन करेंगे अपना पहिया भेज दो, ट्रू और नॉट? ये क्या कार है, इसने व्हील थोड़ी किया, व्हील तो उससे पहले आया था, दिस फेलो इज नॉट ओरिजिनल. अरे भैया व्हील केम, व्हील आ गया, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड, व्हाटएवर इज ऑलरेडी एक्जिस्टिंग आई विल एक्सेप्ट दैट. नो, what new I am going to give is the propulsion will change. Propulsion which was petrol or diesel, now I want to make it electric. And tell me, अभी वो ओला स्कूटर्स पिछले एक महीने में 2-4 जल गए, yes or no? So where am I working on? I'm not interested in the wheel तो किसी से भी करवा लूंगा. Why are they catching fire? So that's the area that I'm working on. But then as I told you, no, हमारे यहाँ entrepreneur कोई है नहीं, टीचर्स वैसे भी सिर्फ उनको रटवाना है. So they like this idea कि इसने तो रिप्रोड्यूस किया, रिप्रोड्यूस तुम कर दो, तुम भी तो रिप्रोड्यूस ही कर रहे हो. तुमने कौन सा सपने में देखा था अचानक कि लाइक ऐसे लैंडफॉर्म्स होते? आई रियली वांट टू नो, लाइक ऑल द टीचर्स हु आर टीचिंग, कोचिंग में जितने पढ़ा रहे हैं, कौन से जाके लैंडफॉर्म्स देखते हो? आरंट यू डूइंग दैट? एंड आर्मचेयर, सीरियसली आर्मचेयर ज्योग्राफर मेकिंग फन ऑफ अ रियल ज्योग्राफर कि अबे वो तो आर्मचेयर था, उसको कुछ नहीं आता, अपने गिरेबान में झांको, कुछ है भी नहीं, दूसरे के में कुछ तो था, माना आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से कम था. इट्स इजी टू क्रिटिसाइज. यस, सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज ही हैज डन अ वर्क एंड अ मच लेटर वन. ठीक है. His ideas include some components from Davis and some from Penck. He rejected some of these and introduced some completely new. तो उसने अपना भी इंट्रोड्यूस किया, उसको रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए. Do we accept that? So that is that. So don't get into this play of this thing. मेरे सर ने ये बताया, वो तो वहाँ वाले सर ने ये बताया, वहाँ वाली मैम ने ये बताया. सबका अपना कमेंट्री है. Because we don't know what these people were doing, we are giving a comment on them. He theorized. Once pediment surface have been formed, they persist with little change until the next phase, surface uplift, promotes a new cycle of incision. ये थोड़ा सा स्लाइड ऊपर नीचे हो गया, so this is not there. So आगे बढ़ना है, इसको छोड़ते हैं. Sorry, वो स्लाइड गलत आ गया. He championed a model for long-term landscape evolution. Everyone knows landscape evolution long-term. और कब की बात कर रहे हैं? सोचिए 1953-67. तो यहाँ plate tectonics is already there. Tell me, person who's operating post-plate tectonics, will he talk, some other things or not? So he is of that time, similar to a geographic cycle, but differing in the dominant role of hill-slope evolution. Like Davis, he also accepts that there can be impulsive uplift and long response time for landscape adjustment. So he accepts that, like there can be a sudden rise. So that is where, how can a person talk about sudden rise? He is from the plate tectonic generation. He does accept कि हो सकता है, possible or not. He's talking about that and he wants to do that. और मैं आपको ये भी बताना चाहता हूँ, everyone, Penck की cycle है, remember Penck? So Penck कहते हैं कि, like slow rise happens. It is not an abrupt rise. Remember something like this. So first stage is, this is what was this prima room, if you remember, and then there is gradual uplift. True. I want to tell you that Penck did accept a sudden uplift also. He says that there can be a sudden uplift in certain cases. तब cycle क्या हो जाएगी? तब cycle ऐसी हो जाएगी. But the only thing is, no, Kushi, endo and exo is there. Endo exo is not the issue. Issue is that Davis said that first of all, sudden upliftment happens. And Davis says that when upliftment is happening, exogenetic will not work. Get that? Penck, on the other hand, says, landforms evolve over a period of time. There will be a gradual uplift, and during the uplift, exogenetic forces will also act. But Penck do accept that there can be a sudden uplift also, but even then, कुछ तो exogenetic will work, so that is there. So he accepts that. वो एक special case हो सकता है कि नहीं? Penck says that normally it will not happen कि suddenly you were sleeping and you woke up, morning में plane में सोए, रात को उठे तो देखा आप जो है plateau पे पहुंच गए. True. In worst case, in Mount Everest पे बैठे हो, सांस नहीं आ रहा है, ठंडा लग रहा है, ऐसा. So that won't happen, but in cliff faces. So he's of the opinion that it is quite possible. King is also saying that I also accept that it can be impulsive uplift can be there. And once the uplift has happened, it is a gradual process. उसको नीचे लाना एकदम से आसान नहीं है. It will take time for the landscape to come back. And he is not calling it erosion. He says adjustment. What do I mean by adjustment? So I'm standing and you push me. Yes. So I lose my balance. But when I try to adjust once again, I'll first adjust and then look at you. Why did you push me? True or not? So he's saying when a landform which is like that suddenly it gets uplifted, so it has acquired a lot of energy. Yes, potential energy. अब उसको adjust करना है. Through what processes? Other processes like coming back to the base level. King never accepted that in the end that there will be that concave convex slope. Instead, he favored Penck's view of concave hill slope and slope replacement. So यहाँ पर he is rejecting Davis and he is accepting Penck. So some part he accepts with Davis that uplift will happen. अच्छा एक और बात बताना चाहता हूँ. Everyone, just think about it. This is land, and land gets uplifted. A and B. Which one do you think is a gradual one? Which one do you think was a gradual one? Which one will be sudden one? A is gradual. Suddenly to create a cliff, you need some sudden movement. So what we are looking at is कि ये जो हमारे किंग साहब ने बहुत सारे ऐसी चीजें देखी हैं अफ्रीका में. He has seen such things in Africa. He's seen such flatlands in Africa. अब आपने देखे हैं ये So now you are saying that they will evolve gradually. Gradually तो steep slope होगा नहीं ना. Gradually what will happen? This will keep on getting eroded. True or not? So gradually तो ये dome बन जाएगा. If gradually it is happening, it will be. So we have to have sudden. So he's okay with sudden. He's okay with sudden. और इनको हम पता क्या बोलते हैं? These are called mesas. What are mesas? Flat topped plateau. बड़े plateaus, flat topped plateaus are called mesas. So he saw a lot of mesas. और ये क्या होता है? ये मेसा का बेटा है. बेटा बोले तो बूटे और buttes. Mesas and buttes. है GC Leong में. Nothing new. I'm not telling you anything new. So that's the advantage, you know, if you've done GC Leong, इसलिए हम पहले करवाते हैं foundation में. So you've read about that, and you also know that there's a horizontal resistant rock which does not get eroded on the sides. It happens. And I want to tell you, India, झारखंड, छोटा नागपुर प्लेटू, वहां पे ऊपर सरफेस जो है वो लैटराइट की हो गई. लैटराइट, रिमेंबर, लैटराइट इज द हार्ड रॉक, and these are called the pat lands. सुना है ऐसा है? नहीं सुना है? मैंने बता दिया अभी. I have told you that these are found. So these mesas and buttes, he is looking at that. So he's okay with the Davidson idea कि हाँ ठीक है, sudden rise हुआ होगा. That is why these landforms are there. And he also sees, you know, such slopes, and he also sees such gaps between the slopes. So ये जो gap उसको दिखाई दे रहा है. Yes, and in between what do we get? We get these flat lowlands which are called pediments. So he's wondering, यार कुछ तो है. There is something which is separating them. So I think there is some kind of back wasting happening, some kind of parallel retreat happening. नीचे भी he doesn't find much sediments. So he thinks that the wind has taken away all those things. So he has to create a theory which has, you know, like which can incorporate Davissian ideas which are correct and Penk's ideas also which are correct. So can he mix and match? He has taken the liberty of mixing and matching. So King accepts Davis and he favors Penk's views of slope replacement. Is everyone okay? In fact, King took Penkian model of slope replacement literally to conclude that landscape assumes to form a series of nested retreated escarpment. Nested मतलब एक ही तरह के escarpments बन रहे हैं. तो landscape, how is the landscape? Landscape is a series of nested escarpments. So ऐसे escarpments होता है. So this is what he is understanding by landscape. So obviously he's taken that. King calls the low gradient foot slope extensions of the steep escarpment pediments and the flat beveled surface they leave in their retreating wake as pediplane. दो चीजें उन्होंने वर्ड दिया, pediment and pediplane. Is everyone okay? So what is pediment? What is pediment? Pediment बता देता हूँ. This is the flat face and ये जो बन रहा है, what is this? Pediment. So you mean the constant slope? Yeah, the scree slope, the talu slope, the soil covered slope, that is pediment. Okay? And multiple pediments, if I go back, the flat beveled surface they leave. So they will get eroded. They will also get eroded or not? They will also get eroded. So with time, what will happen? These pediments will also get eroded and they will leave this nearly flat surface with very thin layer of sediments because they are taken away. This is called a pediplane. Is everyone okay? So first, can I say the steep ones are turning into pediments. Pediments are turning into pediplanes. And can I say these steep scarps are going back? वो पीछे retreat होते जा रहे हैं. And what is happening? Say for example, pay attention, everyone. So there was this, there was this, there was this. Landforms, everyone? Okay. Now it says they are going back. They are going back. And what do? They will deposit their sediments. They are going back. So they have come here. They have come here. Get it? This. Are they moving back or not? They are moving back. Now these sediments are there. So what do we call these? These we call as pediment. What will happen to the pediment? So pediment will also get eroded. So they will further move back. They will further move back or not? And what will be added? Pediments. Is everyone okay? But pediments are also progressively washed away. True. In the end, what will we be left with? We will be left with these huge ones and these. True or not? Rounded ones. ऊपर से क्या हो जाएंगे? They will be rounded because of erosion. What are these? ऐसा बन रहा है ना? This is called a pediplane. With what? ये जो उठा हुआ ये क्या है? Resistant ones. Inselberg नहीं कहता वो इनको. He calls them bone. Is everyone okay? Do we understand what is pediplane? Can I say pediments get eroded, leave behind plain? Can I say because of parallel retreat, plains are becoming wider? Plains are becoming wider. In the end, what is left? Rounded, resistant ones, which are called as Bonhart. Is everyone okay? अब हर एक चीज का नाम होगा, इधर भी कुछ नाम होगा, इधर भी नाम होगा. This is what his theory is, but his theory is parallel retreat taking, and in between those are there. तो क्या आपको ये दिखाई दे रहा है कि यहाँ पर mostly whatever pediments are coming, they are eroded, so erosional. Pediplane is an erosional surface. But if I go to LC King, sorry not King, this way, wood, can you see this whole surface is depositional? ये सारी चीजें किससे बनी है? Deposition से बनी. The central part, this is going out, and we are seeing this is rising up. Yes or no? So in the end, अगर हमको कुछ ऐसा दिखाई दे रहा है, so this is because of deposition. With time, what will happen? This will also move down. So I would say that Lester King's ideas are very clearly that it is the process which is denudational. Is everyone okay? Can I say, everyone please pay attention, can I say यहाँ पे fluvial ये काम ज़्यादा अच्छा करता है. Fluvial does a good job of bringing down, but I think ebullition does a good job of widening. तभी तो there is nothing left, wind will blow away. Can you say, so can we say that the initial part it is fluvial, and later on what takes over? Ebullition takes over. Can we say that also? Everyone, if you are with me, please let me know you're comfortable with this. कोई question है तो पूछो. So I have drawn the diagrams also with you, but I'm just giving the explanation. To King's credit, he built upon the earlier works of Penck in making measurements. So measurements he bhi kar raha hai in field and incorporating the process, two processes, no? Fluvial and that, in pediment formation from other noted geomorphologists, including Kirkbrand. King proposed that once pediment forms, अब वो वाला sentence आ गया जो हमने गलत दिया था. He theorized that once pediment surface has been formed, remember that pediment is this flat erosional surface, they persist with little change until next phase of uplift happens. So until endogenetic will come, they will remain flat. Uplift promotes a new cycle of river incision and escarpment retreat, which consumes existing pediplane and create new ones. So the simple one cycle will end. So can I say that this supports the idea of cyclic model? Can I say this idea of cyclic model is that once you create these pediments are there, like these are erosional surfaces, that is there. Like Davis King envisioned, impulsive, ये हमने बात कर दिया है, ये I think repeat हो रहा है, इसलिए थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो रहा है. This is a better select. Is everyone okay? The base level falls in King's model is inherently consumed, and by younger, King proposed once they are formed, they persist indefinitely until consumed by younger retreating escarpment. और नीचे जा रहा है, following renewal of base level. Remember, base level will cause something about the erosion. The base level fall in King's model is inherently episodic because it occurs in passive models. So you need not worry about that. I just told you that erosion is decided by the base level movements. Clear on this? Everyone, graph कैसा बन रहा है? Impulsive uplift, sudden uplift. Can you see this? Largely this remains सीधा. तो ये वाले तो वो रहेंगे. And then we are looking at with time what is happening. Parallel retreat. Can you see steep slope? पहला steep है. Can you see Halden hang? इधर भी Halden hang आ रहा है. But he does not use the word Halden hang. So he's okay with slope replacement leading to parallel retreat, leading to widening of pediments. Is everyone okay? The diagram is in front of you. What is left behind? Inselberg है. Inselberg को हम क्या बोलेंगे? Bonharts. Is everyone okay? Can I say in the youth stage we will find those landforms with Steve? So where are the mesas and buttes found? Mesas and buttes are found in the youth stage. In mature, what happens? The cliff faces, the debris-free spaces will start getting replaced from below, and soon we will start parallel retreat to happen. Why am I not drawing this? ये हम Davis में देख चुके हैं. Sorry, Penck में we already understood, so I'm not repeating that. King used 4 slope elements, which were initially proposed by Wood. So Wood से उसने वहाँ से idea लिया. 4 elements क्या हैं? Is everyone okay with summit? You know what is summit? The top. Scarp, you know, the flat face, debris-free. Debris slope, you know, and in the end, what is left at bottom? Pediment. And such hill slope develop in all regions, in all climates. सब जगह पर मिलेगा. Where there is sufficient relief should be there. Some fluvial processes should be there, and is the dominant because start from a fluvial से करना. Each element is semi-independent. Any one of the element can be completely absent on a given slope. In particularly true for face, because free face, it does not involve anything. So do we know waxing slope? Around the crest, around the summit, we have waxing. Free face, similar to cliff proposed by Penck, it is the bedrock out creep and retreats parallel. So this is the parallel retreat one happening. Debris slope is what? If free face is there, debris slope will be there, and so whatever is the free force that after erosion it will go and form post erosion of free face. What is waning slope? Waning slope is a gentle concave slope which he called as the pediment. I've already explained that, so just giving you something in writing. Each of the upper parts, remember upper part, what will happen to the upper part? Will it retreat parallelly or not? Retreats parallelly, maintains the same angle. Now you know what is that. Therefore convexity, free face and debris slope all retain the same length. वो भी बोल रहा है कि जितना यहाँ से कटेगा उतना वहां पर जुड़ जाएगा, जितना यहाँ पर कटेगा उतना वहां जुड़ जाएगा, which we know is a criticism. Can you see this idea he has taken from? This idea that top, whatever goes from the top will come at the bottom. Where does he get this idea from? Davis, Penck. अभी बताया था वुड, अभी भी पब्लिक डेविस पेंक, उसके बाद बड़े बड़े क्वेश्चन पूछ, अभी तो बताया था चाचा। हाँ हो व्हाट्स बताया था ना, जो यहाँ से जाएगा वो नीचे आएगा, वुड। उसने भी वुड से इंस्पायर होकर काम किया ना, तो वुड वाला एलिमेंट भी रखता है। He envisages, हाँ पहले हो गया convexity, slope all retains the same length. The concavity extends in length and becomes slightly gentler, so gentler in angle, called the pediment. तो ये क्या हो रहा है? Remember held and hang. ऊपर parallel retreat, नीचे held and hang. What is it? Replacement from below. Upper ones parallel retreat, bottom ones pediments are this thing. He envisaged a parallel retreat of a single free slope unit leaving a broad concave pediment sloping 6 to 8 degree angle gradually over time. Pediments coalesce, remember, एक pediment ये, एक pediment ये, and बीच में क्या है? Bone heart. Now if the bone heart also gets eroded, then what will happen? Will it become one single pediment? Do you understand the meaning of coalesce? So two pediments are created. In between there is a bone heart. Can the bone heart be eroded with time? I know it is resistant, but with time सब तो down हो सकता है. अगर वो हो गया तो two of them will coalesce. Will it become a bigger pediment? So that's what he's saying. And from pediplanes, they will coalesce to form a pediplane. तो पहले क्या था? PM pediment 1, PM2. They meet to create a PP pediplane mode of landscape. And this process is called pediplanation. अगर question आ गया pediplanation, do you understand? Pediments coalescing to form this thing. Where will the monad knock go? It will get eroded. Pedimentation. कई बार आ जाता है. Explain pedimentation. Whenever the question comes, pedimentation, you have to explain what? King's slope evolution was proposed as basic process in hill slope development by King. So कई बार आ जाता है hill slope development by King. So pedimentation. In the end, what will happen? First, the slopes are parallelly retreated. Pediments are created. Pediments will join to create pediplanes. At an advanced stage of development, these pediments on both sides of the land join together. On this type of surface, there is isolated erosional remnants. उनको क्या कहा जाता है? Inselberg, Bonhart, and Monadnock. We have seen those names. The name associated with King is Bonhart. Is everyone okay? Sometimes, instead of asking you about King's parallel retreat, they can also give it a title, pedimentation cycle. I hope you will be okay with that. Pointing out that Davison model for arid cycle of erosion was inadequate, and in fact, Davis का जो model था, everyone, Davis model was for the temperate, no, and it was more fluvial. Yes, or more applicable to fluvial. So he says, how do we apply that to Aeolian? Because South Africa is not that fluvial. So he said कि कुछ arid cycle भी लगाना है, was inadequate. King in 1940s propounded a new cyclic model of pediplanation to explain unique landscape in arid, semi-arid, and savanna. He formulated a set of cyclic models such as landscape cycle, epigene cycle, pediplanation, hill slope cycle. You don't have to worry about this. This whole cycle में यही हो रहा है. And asserted that these are practicable in other parts of the globe as well. So you can see that he has used both the things. So that is why he becomes more applicable. Major landscape in all the continents have been evolved by rhythmic global tectonic events. So he is also talking about tectonic event. So tectonic here stands for endogenetic. What do I mean by rhythmic? Rhythmic means happens at a long frequency. कभी भी अचानक वो उठ जाएगा. So rhythm is there. There is continuous migration of hill slopes, and thus retreat is always in the form of parallel retreat. He rejected the relation between uplift and slope formed by Penck. He accepted the idea of structure process by Davis. Process for King meant semi-arid environment. So he's talking about semi-arid environment because different type of river mass wasting and weathering processes are important. His ideas represent a combination of process, structure, crustal movement. You can also write, if you want to be very mean to him, his ideas represent a combination of Davis, Penck, Wood. You can write that also. Okay, but ऐसा मत लिखना. Process, structure, crustal movement, and mass wasting. Is everyone okay? I think we've talked a lot about this. Can you handle King also? Everyone okay? So 4 important ones are done. 4 important ones are done. मुझे ये बताओ, all good. But in my times when I was watching Bollywood, the hero of that time was 1990s in Hindi cinema was Anil Kapoor. वो आज भी अनिल कपूर ही है. ये बुरा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? कुछ ही बोला सर इंडिया में एग्जांपल ऑफ किंग्स कॉन्सेप्ट, वो कह रहा है एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड इट कैन बी, झारखंड का पैटलैंड ले लो ना, क्या दिक्कत है तुमको? There's something, no, with Anil Kapoor is not going cold. There are many of his contemporaries who came and who went and खत्म हो गए, खंडर हो गए. True or not? Many of his contemporaries. So what is it with this? Even Akki is also doing well. Akki भी पूरी fitness रख रहा है. Reminds me of LC King and South Africa. I want to tell you, Akki has huge property in South Africa. Canada में तो है ही. Akki is, I would say, probably the biggest in real estate. वो लोग बातें देशभक्ति कर लेते हैं, बट सब जगह दुनिया में सब जगह. एंड व्हेन यू आर एनआरआई देशभक्ति और चढ़ती है. तो संजय कपूर तो छोटा होके भी बूढ़ा हो गया. Whatever we are looking at, things have changed a lot. Jackie Shroff was around that time only, and who's this Sunil Shetty and all those people. So why are we talking about this? I'm just asking. इनका के youth mature senile नहीं होता है? Yes or no? Why aren't they going youth mature senile? What's the problem? The whole idea is we are talking about the cyclic thing, no? Youth mature senile. Darwin बोल के क्या है? ये सब बूढ़े होंगे. Everyone will grow बूढ़ा. Youth mature senile. We love it. So let me remove this, otherwise don't. So this idea of youth mature senile. Listen, पहले बेटी पैदा होगी, daughter. ठीक है? Then she will become wife, daughter-in-law. And then what will happen? Dowry fight, dowry death. Is it inevitable? Is it inevitable? ये होगा ही होगा. The girl has to adjust. अब क्या करे बेचारी, लड़की है. मम्मा ने भी बोला बेटा घर की नाक हो, कान हो, पता नहीं क्या क्या हो पापा की, और वहां पर जो है ध्यान रखना. Yes or no? True. Please, you need to learn to adjust, learn to conform, learn to comply. Why? Because youth, mature, senile, daughter-in-law, and this thing. I don't know. Learn to cook. Madhukar is saying, cook for the house. बच्चों का भी ख्याल रखो. Be a homemaker. Listen. Can I say this is absolute determinism? True or not? Sir, why are you talking about girls? Why not boys, sir? ठीक है, boy बेटा बनेगा, फिर दूल्हे राजा बनेगा, daughter-in-law. Then what will he become? Husband. And then what will he become? Bread earner. Yes. People will look up to him. He will be a role model. अब लड़का भी यहाँ पर किसी काम का नहीं निकल रहा है, उसको फुर्सत नहीं है अपनी बाबूजी की बूटी से, वो हाई चल रहा है. Both of them don't want to do what they are supposed to do. जल्दी नौकरी करो बेटा, कल को अगर नौकरी नहीं करेगा तो क्या करेगा and all that. नौकरी नहीं करूंगा तो नहीं करूंगा, that's it. Is everyone okay or not? Well, girl also has a stereotype, boy also has a stereotype, so please don't see me like yes sir girl के बारे में बताया. Girl boy, I'm looking at that. Adjust, conform, dowry fight and everything, ये भी तो होगा यहाँ पर. वाइफ बैचिंग करेगा, ये थप्पड़ मारेगा एक दिन, वाइफ बैचिंग करेगा, ठीक है, और सब कुछ उसको करना है. क्यों करना है? तो ये आइडिया कितना मजेदार है, like isn't it a very simple idea? youth mature senile. And when you are not doing that, कॉलेज में गया, इधर कॉलेज चला गया, कॉलेज के बाद क्या करना है? जॉब करना है. क्यों करना है जॉब? अरे भाई, you have to earn a livelihood ना. क्या लड़की कमाएगी क्या? हाँ, लड़की को कमाने में क्या दिक्कत है? So what is the reality? If this is not the reality, then what is the reality? You are saying, sir, this is not true. Are things changing? So what is the reality? So are we reading geomorphology? Or are we still reading geomorphology only? So I think the girl was educated. She came here. Nobody asked for dowry. They said, अरे बच्ची जो है अपने आप में ही धन है. Or if they asked for dowry, she talked to the boy and the parents कि भाई I'm not coming with dowry. So they agreed. Okay. Now she comes. They are still talking dowry. So she goes to the police. फिर चक्की पीसिंग हो रही है. Yes or no? Then this is sorry. The girl said, okay, you look like sorry, perfectly okay. Let me come back. So the girl comes back. She lives on her own terms. Possible or not? Live on her own terms. What does it mean? Every day beat the husband and in-laws? No. She is a smart girl. She wants to live a happy, healthy life. She wants to have a family. She wants to have kids. बच्चों का भी ख्याल रखना, अपने जॉब का भी रखना. Possible or not? Possible. Will she look up to the husband also to support? Will she look up to the husband to earn a livelihood? क्यों नहीं यार, होना चाहिए. You're my husband, you take care of that, I'll take care of something. Now because of COVID, what happens? Husband lost his job. So can the woman say, don't worry, I'll take care. एक काम करो, I have this work experience, I'm going to the office, तुम बच्चों को संभालो. कह सकती है? Can she say that? Should be. True. Let us do that. Quite possible. अच्छा और कुछ नहीं कर रहे यार, इसको मैथ्स तो पढ़ा दिया करो घर में. Then you say मुझे खुद नहीं आता. ओहो, क्या आता है तुमको? जो आता है ज्योग्राफी पढ़ा दो. True. नहीं है तो सचिन सर क्लास ले लूंगा, उसके साथ बैठ जाना. Sorry. I'm saying things are real. Real things are functional things. True or not? You adapt according to the situation. So saying a landform will go from A to B to C, this whole idea, the cyclic idea, many scholars don't conform to it. They said that all of us are in equilibrium. Everyone, tell me one thing. There is a family which is going very fine with their income and everything relations, and for some reason, a tragic death happens in the family. Will everyone be sad? Will probably many relations get severed or something can happen? No. With time, what will happen? With time, what will happen? We'll come back, we will redefine our relations, possible or not. So in a family, say for example, a father is taking all the decisions, he's deciding what the boys will do, what the girls will do, and everything. And for some reason, because of COVID, the father dies. Now the children who were totally dependent on father and they were having relations through Papa, now Papa is no longer there. Will they create new relations or not? Some good, some bad will be there. Yes, would they want to do that? They would want to do that, possible. I'm saying that instead of a death, which is a more common thing, the business was lost. Totally, business went into losses, and from riches you have come to rags. Will you start working together again? You'll do that. Think about it. People living in Ukraine and everything bombed, their life is destroyed. Will they commit suicide? Exogenetic forces have reduced them into penny planes. Now they can't do anything. No, even the penny plane will rise. True or not? Will they rise or not? So what I'm trying to say here is that you are always in a balance. You are always in a balance with whatever is around you, whatever your relation is. Say for example, you are attending my classes regularly. You are attending my classes, and after doing the class, you realize, okay, I have to do my work. I'm really inspired. I really want to get 270, 300 plus marks in geography, and I think the teacher is expecting rightly from me. मैं करता हूँ, नहीं कर पाए. You're not able to do that. Would you readjust? Okay, I'll do it on Sunday. I'll inform my teacher, sir, I'll do it. Are we doing that or not? Or is it a cycle? You join a course, you have a lot of enthusiasm, maturity, fuck गए यार, and senile, अबे छोड़ यार, सच में ये story बनना था. That's not going to happen. Courses can create new things. I've seen so many students who were non-serious about the examination. Sometimes they come, they're like, this whole idea, the environment which we create in the class, that is so addictive and so inspiring. Yeah, मुझे भी करना है. अब तो मैं करूँगा. Does it happen or not? So that's what I'm saying. I told you about that girl who cleared in her first attempt. She said, I came, my father sent me for this. He got me enrolled into GS and optional I chose myself, and she was from a commerce background. She said, I used to skip those GS classes. मुझे मजा ही नहीं आता. But वो geography के चक्कर में मैंने पढ़ना शुरू किया. Not that like geography was her core, but she started enjoying the subject. She said, I started studying geography and I was confident. I applied the same things to GS also, and suddenly I cleared my prelims. When I cleared my prelims, then I thought of giving my mains, and again, because of the interest that was in geography, it showed up everywhere. I cleared my mains also, and then interview also. So I don't know who will go what way. But if I say, no, this is what you have taken, but you to mature senile. So that is the same story with landforms. There is a different school of thought, which is a non-cyclic school of thought. The things happen for that very moment. If there is a balance, everything remains in a balance. You bring an imbalance, and things will change. That brings me to the steady state model of JT hack. ये सब मैं पढ़ नहीं रहा हूँ. ये आपके पास स्लाइड में है. बेसिस में क्या सिमिलरिटी, किंग में क्या सिमिलरिटी, जस्ट टू कीप योर कंटेंट वाला हैप्पी. डिफरेंसेस क्या है, क्रिटिक क्या है. किंग्स मॉडल was limited to South African experience. किसी ने कहा सर इंडिया में बताओ, अरे भाई इधर से ज्यादा लिया था. It is doubtful to assert that there is a uniform development of landscape across different climatic. वो कहना सब जगह सेम होगा. अरे भाई, we know that glacial will be very different. Yes or no? Glacial are going to be very different. Ebullian are going to be very different. तो सब जगह सेम कैसे होगा? His concept of antique pediplanation remains questionable कि भाई वो सारे के सारे पेडिप्लेन जो पुराने पेडिप्लेन्स हैं वो ऐसे ही बने. That's that. अब हम आ रहे हैं JT hack का dynamic equilibrium theory. Is everyone, first of all, understanding where I am going to take you after this? I'm rejecting all those cyclic ones. Not that they are wrong. I'm saying they can be another school of thought. And let's have a 2-minute break on this. 2 to 3 minutes break. क्या टाइम हो गया? 13:10 है. 15 पे करना शुरू. 5 मिनट का break. People who are not able to complete something, you can complete. If you want to have a look into your the cycles you have doubts, please ask. And then we will go into JT hack. we developed an understanding that this cyclic model is one which is deterministic. Yes, where you have to go from stages to other stages. Yes, there are stage interruptions. The scholars do accept that stages can be missed in between. That's absolutely okay. But broadly, landforms do not have to conform to that. Yes. So the idea is to challenge the existing one, but then the more you challenge, the more people come in support. They simply said that there can be another idea of landforms, whereby that any given landform at any given point in time is in a state of equilibrium with exogenetic, endogenetic, base level, anthropogenic, everything. And if you disturb it from the equilibrium, it will have a tendency to come back to that equilibrium, and that is called dynamic equilibrium theory. Is everyone okay with that? तो ये कहीं पर इस थ्योरी का वो है, and the equilibriums can be point equilibrium and a range equilibrium. Point equilibrium and a range equilibrium. What do I mean by point and range equilibrium, and what are the differences? Let us try and understand that. So everyone, pay attention. The normal temperature of a body, human body, कितना होता है? 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. ये something. If my body temperature is 99, the doctor says you have mild fever. 100, he says fever. 102, he says your fever is high. 103, he says do something about it. 107, I may not be there to talk about things. Say so. True. Now I take a medicine. The medicine is called antipyretic. Antipyretic. What is antipyretic? बुखार की दवा. Yes. Dolo, paracetamol. These are antipyretic. What are they supposed to do? They're supposed to bring back my temperature. Where? Where? To this value. Only on this value will it be considered normal. So this is a point equilibrium. Point equilibrium. We are warm-blooded animals, so we maintain a temperature. All different species will have their different temperature. Yes or no? Cold-blooded animals, on the other hand, are not able to maintain their temperature. So in the summers, their body becomes hot, and in the winters, their body becomes cold. So they have different ways of adapting. Is everyone okay? Now I want to tell you that landforms do not operate on that point. ये ऐसा था, पहले इस point तक था, अब eroded हो गया तो वापस it has to come to that point. No, it is not that. It is a range equilibrium. Range means, say for example, this is the mean sea level. This is the mean sea level, and this was the land. It got uplifted. So can I say imbalance has been there? Imbalance has been there. So now it will be eroded down to where? To this point? No, to a range which is there. A range which is there. इसी में कहीं पर यहाँ पर भी आकर रुक जाएगा, थोड़ा नीचे भी जा सकता है. That's so that's a range equilibrium. Is everyone okay with that? That's what we're talking about. So generally, I would say, like need not be the land will go up. Can I say the sea level will go down? Remember those positive and negative movements? Positive and negative movements, sea level changes I taught you in basic oceanography. So all those things are doing what? They are disturbing the equilibrium stage. So landform evolution is nothing but restoration of equilibrium. Dynamic equilibrium theory says that landform evolution is nothing but restoration of equilibrium. Is everyone with me on this or not? Which force will act depending where the equilibrium has been disturbed? The force will try to restore it. अब एक बात बताइए मुझे. A mountain has been created. True, mountain has been created. Now, because a mountain has been created, its weight is going to press, and what will happen to the asthenosphere? Asthenosphere will squeeze. Yes or no? Asthenosphere, which was up to here, does the asthenosphere get squeezed or not? True. That's clear. Now what I'm trying to say here is this mountain gets eroded. This mountain gets eroded, and it has again come back to the flat thing. It has come to the flat thing. Now because that is there, remember isostatic adjustment, isostatic rebound will happen. This will come back. So what is the asthenosphere doing? Trying to regain the equilibrium it was in. The mountain disturbed the equilibrium. Erosive forces, exogenetic forces, are they trying to restore the equilibrium? And is the asthenosphere gradually also doing that? Yes or no? Wherever they are taking the sediments, they are going to press this. Yes or no? That is why the asthenosphere will also flow back. कहीं पे तो उधर दबाएंगे तभी वापस आएगा या नहीं आएगा? Can you see that it is all connected, and those ups and downs are happening because of this? Everyone with me on this dynamic equilibrium theory in landforms? American geomorphologist J.T. Hack made a serious attempt to fill the conceptual vacuum created by the criticism and rejection of evolutionary model. Hack pointed out multi-level landscapes. ये पॉलीसाइक्लिक हो सकता है ना, बीच में रेजुविनेशन हो गया, ठीक है, तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं इसलिए हो गया क्योंकि मल्टीपल इरोजन हो जाती है, बार-बार साइकिल हो गई. रिमेंबर, साइकिल 2 बार चल गई, 3 बार चल गई, तो एक बार साइकिल चलेगी दोबारा से साइकिल रिपीट हो जाएगी. इसे सुनिए, साइकिल दोबारा नहीं चलती है. एवरीथिंग यू आर सेइंग वन साइकिल कैन बी इंटरफेयर्ड एंड अनदर साइकिल विल स्टार्ट. ही सेज एवरीथिंग इज ट्राइंग टू स्टे इन एन इक्विलिब्रियम. You disturb the equilibrium, that is why it happens. Geomorphic systems, now this is what should go in the exam. Geomorphic systems are open systems. As long as the energy remains constant in the geomorphic system, it maintains the steady state. अब आपने क्या किया, उधर एंडोजेनेटिक फोर्सेस से एनर्जी इंबैलेंस आ गया. Can I say energy imbalance will come because of endogenetic forces? Moment you do that, things will change. Hat's model envisages time independent development. He says ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि एक बार अगर आ गया तो उतना time में stages जाएगा. He says any time. It is about the energy. I am taking a systems approach. I'm not talking about this will grow to youth to mature to senile. I'm not talking about an individual landform. You were talking about the journey of an individual landform. I am talking about the full system. Do we get that? So I'm not talking about, say, for example, the tourism sector of India. I'm talking about the whole economy. Whole economy is somewhere impacted by the socio-cultural aspects. Yes or no? The political aspect, geo-economic, geo-strategic, everything is linked somewhere or not. So that is what the HAP model is. The shape of landforms reflects the balance between resistance of the underlying material के अंदर का resistance, and the erosive energy of the active processes. So in दोनों में एक balance. If you add energy to the system, imbalance, so something will happen here. If you add some material to it, remember open system material can also be added. So material can also change the energy balance and everything will start working towards restoration. Are you with me on this? Any questions? प्रश्न है तो पूछें. Relief and mean. So यहाँ पर क्या है? यहाँ पर energy ज़्यादा थी. So what you are doing? You are trying to come back to this near dynamic equilibrium maintained by isostacy. यहाँ पर याद है. Attainment of a near invariant relief and mean elevation of a dynamic equilibrium landscape attained over graded time. Remember when the grade is achieved? Can I say grade is an equilibrium profile? Can I say the idea of grade, which was very elusive when Davis talked about it, but actually there is a link to this. So once a grade is achieved, you disturb the grade, opposite force will start. Disturb the grade, you add some exogenetic, endo will balance it. Yes, endo does not mean endogenetic. The structure of the rock will balance it. Yes or no? The amount of debris will balance it. The slope changes will balance it. Now you know very many things about slope evolution and all that. So सारा slope evolution क्या उसको balance कर रहा है. Get it? So this is what he is talking about. The alternative favored by Hack is that landscapes are in dynamic equilibrium. Landscape, not landform. Remember, landscape was what? Assemblage of landforms. Indian economy is not one sector, it is assemblage of all the sectors. They are in equilibrium in the sense that given the same driving and resisting forces, if the resisting and driving forces are the same for a long period of time, characteristic landscape will emerge. So अगर same area है और same kind of driving force है anywhere in the world, that will be giving us the same thing. Do we get that? So can I say a Hyundai car or a Maruti car made in Chennai or made in North India, say Gurgaon में Maruti का Manesar plant है, they will be the same? Yes or no? Or does it vary? Does it vary that the car which was made in January was youth? Yes, June was mature and December was senile. ऐसा तो नहीं है. They will be same. So you see the same resistor, same type of rocks and same type of process. You give me granite in India and same humid conditions, and you give me granite in America, US, and the same condition, it will be the same thing. Get it? This is landscape where the rivers and hill slopes are all graded. Grades, you can see now graded means a lot of meaning all over here. Active on the interflows and channel bottoms, although different, are lowering their respective parts of the landscape at the same rate. Landscape is dynamic in the sense that climate is an influence, tectonic is an influence, rock type is structure, change as subaerial erosion progressive. So there is constant adjustment between physical driving and resisting forces. So similarly, simply tell me one thing. Where is erosion going to be more, A or B? A is going to be more. Why? Potential energy is high. Okay, perfect. So where will we have more of those, talus slope? So इधर बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगी. True or not? Here it will be less. True. But the idea is the rock is the same. The processes are the same. Tell me one thing. Now when the slope comes down, will the rate of talus formation change or not? Yes. इसकी slope come down आएगी. उसकी ज़्यादा आएगी ना? So what will happen is eventually this one is moving faster and this one is moving slower, और आखिर में दोनों की slope same हो जाएगी. Both of them will have same slope, and the debris which were created, this one created fast debris. Yes, that one created slow debris, but दोनों same बनेंगे. True or not? Both of them will be created same. Why? Because one was, they were adapting to the different things. Okay. Everyone, you are doing CBSE board. Not CBSE board. You are studying in India. You are studying in India and you are studying in Singapore. Is the education same or different? You're getting your education in India and Singapore. Is it same or different? It's absolutely different. Okay. And you are in a school which is affiliated to CBSE. You are affiliated to CBSE. Same school. Say for example, we have this popular school, Delhi Public School. Delhi Public School in Delhi and Delhi Public School in Dubai. Same thing. Same syllabus, everything same. Wahi board, wahi pre-board, wahi marks, same. True or not? But yeah, if you change it with Singapore board, GCSE, yes, Cambridge board, IB board, International Baccalaureate, everything will change. True or not? So they are saying that new board will come, so new things will happen. But in the end, both the boards, would they know multiplication? Would they know addition? Do they know how to do algebra, how to add and subtract fraction? आएगा, but दोनों का अलग तरीका होगा या नहीं? True. See, for India, CBSE board says that you must be able to solve sums, mathematics. You must be able to solve sums. In IB board, you must be able to solve sums and apply it in real life. क्या बात करें? So कैसे apply करेंगे? अरे यहाँ फ्रैक्शन सिखाया कि देखो 1/8 is a fraction. इधर क्या करेगा? आपको पिज्जा दे देगा, बोलो खा के बताओ 1/8, eat 1/8 pizza. So you eat only one of the 8 slices. Yes or? So that is practical. कितना अच्छा लग रहा है, इस बहाने पिज्जा भी खा रहा है. इधर बेचारा गरीब है, सवाल बना रहा है, 1 बनाया, 2 बनाया, 3 बनाया, RS अग्रवाल लेकर सॉल्व करता जा रहा है, नो पिज्जा एट ऑल. उसके बाद पिताजी ने टारगेट दिया था 25, तुम अभी सिर्फ 20 सवाल करके आए, खाना भी नहीं दे रहे पिताजी, आज खाना भी नहीं खाएगा जब तक 25 नहीं करेगा. उधर देखो, पहले में 1/8 का मतलब बच्चे हैव वन पिज्जा, टेल योर मम्मा टू गेट अ पिज्जा फर्स्ट. पहले पिज्जा आ रहा है, हाँ ठीक है, RS अग्रवाल की जगह तुम लोग RD शर्मा कर लो, जो भी कर लो. दैट्स द डिफरेंस इन द बोर्ड. तो बेचारा सारी जिंदगी में क्या करेगा? दिस फेलो, व्हाट डज ही वांट इन हिज लाइफ? ही इज ऑलवेज हंग्री फॉर पीडीएफ. ही बिकम्स अ पीडीएफ कलेक्टर. अच्छा तेरे पास ये भी नोट्स दे दे यार, और दे दे. अच्छा इस टीचर के भी बहुत सही है, और इसके भी बहुत सही. और ये मतलब कोई भरोसा नहीं, पापा को बताना है मेरे पास सबके नोट्स हैं, आई हैव द मैक्सिमम नोट्स. ये क्या करेगा? यार नोट्स नहीं, पिज्जा कहाँ मिलेगा? अरे वो एनवायरमेंट क्लास है, आज सुबह पिज्जा क्लास, उसी में सब समझ आ जाएगा. हाँ आई सी, तो मैं पिज्जा खाऊंगा बस. डू वी गेट दैट? इज एवरीवन ओके? इंडिया, सिंगापुर. बट इफ बोर्ड्स आर सेम, well, first of all, it's such a shame. सिंगापुर जाके भी डीपीएस ज्वाइन किया, शर्म आती कि नहीं आती है? मतलब वेंट टू सिंगापुर, उसके बाद ढूंढने को डीपीएस कॉम मिलेगा और सीबीएसई मिलेगा. अभी भी मौका है. यू गॉट अ मौका. इंस्टेड ऑफ दोस कलेक्टिंग सॉल्व सम्स, यू कैन डू समथिंग बेटर. बट देसी तो देसी है, फील हो जाता है. जब तक बच्चे की सुताई नहीं करूंगा, अरे ये नहीं आता, वो नहीं आता, कोई टेंशन. यस, तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. इंडियंस विल बी इंडियंस, बट मैंने आपको बता दिया डायनामिक इक्विलिब्रियम. अभी एक बात बताओ, यू आर वेरी हैप्पी, यू वर प्लेइंग विद योर फ्रेंड्स, यू हैड ग्रेट टाइम, कोई चिंता नहीं थी, घर पहुंचे, पिताजी आज फिर खेल रहा था, लेट है, टक 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 टक, एक्शन मूवी बिगिंस. ओके, आफ्टर एक्शन मूवी अक्षय कुमार goes, you are left behind. Yes, your equilibrium is shattered, your equilibrium is totally shattered. Yes or no? Then your friend says, भाई मेरी भी पिटाई हुई है, चल आज फिर से खेलेंगे कल, ठीक है 3 बजे. ओके परफेक्ट, renewed, all the equilibrium renewed. अक्षय कुमार will come tomorrow to beat or not, that's a different story. But अपन तो खेलने जाएंगे. Yes or no? We'll go to play once again. That's what he's saying. So whatever is the driving and resisting forces, दोनों पिट क्या है, एक की एक आग गई हो, दूसरे की दूसरी आग गई हो, that's okay, क्या दिक्कत है? Processes, as long as the processes are same, as long as processes are same. Yes. Now a third one comes. इसे जा तेरी आंख पे क्या हुआ? बोला गलती से पिताजी ने थोड़ा तेज आ गया था. Your father did he beat you? And you look at him. ना ऐसे प्यार से बात कर रहे थे, आज तो हल्का था. ना your father did he beat you? And you wondering कि तेरे ने कभी नहीं हुआ तेरे साथ? No, never. He never touches. And then you wondering इसका इक्विलिब्रियम अलग ही चल रहा है. True or not? He's not connected with life. अगर इंडिया में. And he's wondering your equilibrium is very low. True or not? But all of them are at this thing. Now that fellow who's never been scolded, he comes and write UPSC. First time result comes, PT fail. अभी तक तो सिर्फ पिज्जा पे चल रही थी लाइफ. Then UPSC gives you that जोर का जोर से. Then you realize that life is not all bed of roses. True. So what I'm trying to say here is that everyone has to acquire an equilibrium. That is what they're talking about. Strictly speaking, कितना तगड़ा शब्द यूज किया. Strictly speaking, true characteristic of steady state cannot exist, right? Except in a tectonically active cell. ये भी तो बदलता रहता है ना. Every day keeps on changing. Where the mass flux is in and out of the origin is concerned. So very rare that it is going to be there. Steady state will. That is what we are talking about. Is everyone okay with JT hack also? JT hack के assumptions क्या हैं? There is a balance between denudation, outer processes, and rock resistance. There is a uniform rate of down wasting in all components. Difference and characteristic of form are applicable in terms of spatial relationships. Everywhere it is the same. Denudation process which operate at present have been carved out of the Earth's surface landscape. There is lithogenic adjustment of landforms. This is like assuming everything is constant. Whatever is the changes, other will come back. True or not? So इसमें हम ये कह रहे हैं कि there is nothing which is not known to us. Nothing which is not known to us. There is uniform rate of down wasting in all components. So this one goes down by few centimeters. This one rises by few centimeters. So exactly that is it. So again, that can be questioned. Can it be questioned or not? Can this be questioned? The denudation processes which operate at present have been carved out of the Earth's surface landscape. So those processes are present. वो अभी वहीं से निकली हैं. So that's what we are saying. There is no one-to-one correspondence. There is no one-to-one correspondence. So what is happening is, everyone. So there is a poor man. There is a poor man and he earns rupees 500 per day. That's his daily wage. He has to rear the family. Everything इसी में करना है उसको. Get it? And he's been doing that for last 30 years. And he's happily, doing that and singing songs मजे से. And he's happy with it. Then finally he finds हिमेश रेशमिया. हिमेश रेशमिया बोला तेरे को मैं चांस देगा, तुझे गाना मैं कराएगा. Yes. Suddenly everything changes or not? अभी तक जो इक्विलिब्रियम था Could he have dreamt of the celebrity? Have you seen those singing celebrities which became overnight celebrities? Yes. और हटा देते हैं सर, केबीसी में करोड़पति बन गया, पॉसिबल और नॉट? सडनली केबीसी करोड़पति हैपन, ट्रू और नॉट? मैं तो कह रहा हूँ बहुत से लोगों की किस्मत आईएएस रैंक 1 हो गई, रैंक 1 के बाद टोटली बदल गए, क्या से क्या हो गए, क्या बात करते थे, क्या फिलोसफी थी, अब एकदम सब बदल गई, आगे भी बदल गई, ट्रू और नॉट? यस, जज्बात बदल गए, सब बदल गया, माहौल बदल गया इनका। इंडियन आइडल में बिल्कुल दुख सुना दिया तो सब थिंग्स चेंज और नॉट? So that's what I'm saying. You're assuming that nothing can happen outside of that. So you're assuming everything. There is lithogenic adjustment to landforms, so the rock structure will automatically adapt. इतना नहीं होने वाला है, इतना नहीं होने वाला है. So there are loopholes in this also, and the examiner has not asked this. Examiner ने ऐसा कुछ भी इसके बारे में नहीं पूछा, but फिर भी I just told you that there is an alternate model to that also. G.K. Gilbert, ये डेविस से भी पहले, he is the one who gave the idea of grade. Great grandfather, grade. On the basis of investigation, so do not consider him as a continuation of hack. Hack नहीं है, separate है. Predecessor of Davis. Davis से भी पहले से, ठीक है? On the basis of investigation of landforms, he gave us a set of principles to explain geomorphic features. The concept and principle propounded by Gilbert provided the base for development of dynamic equilibrium theory. तो वहाँ से भी हमने उनके आइडियाज भी लिए, Remember, he gave the idea of grade, तो वो हमने यहाँ से भी उसको यूज किया. Involving time-independent development of landforms, and it subsequently became the pivot of drastic methodological shift of geomorphology. So ऐसा नहीं कि गिलबर्ट ने किया, but गिलबर्ट के वर्क को यूज किया गया. The landscape is a result of two competing tendencies: tendency towards variability and tendency towards uniformity. Do we get that? Gilbert's principles, we need not know that. Just wanted to tell you that if the word Gilbert comes, you should be comfortable with that. Is everyone okay? So with this, I end the idea of slope evolution and the theories. Everyone comfortable? Any questions? Comfortable? Material has been given to you. All are theories only. All are theories of explanation. और क्या चाहिए बच्चे इसमें तुम्हें? These are theories and theories of explanation. Yes. Most accepted is dynamic. No. I just said dynamic is some as a alternate thought. Dynamic is not accepted. Sneha. ऐसा कोई नहीं. These are all explanations. These are all explanations. So if that school also comes, can I say I can end the idea of cyclic models with JT hack? Can I end it with that? So that is why मैंने end करने के लिए, towards the conclusion I brought you that thing. So our examiner is hardcore about geomorphology, Davis and Penck. And again, I want to tell you that who are going to set the paper? Who are going to set the paper? So generally, who's contributing the question papers? जो पुराने old school geographers हैं, senior geography teachers हैं, they are doing that. And in their times, it was mostly Davis and Penck. In their time, it was mostly Davis and Penck. So everyone, Davis we have done. Penck also we have done. Davis's ideas, merits, demerits are here. I don't think so. This was shared. So ये भी share हो जाएगा. अभी करते हैं. Penck, Davis in geomorphology now stands in a peculiar position. On part, it has been proven wrong, but it has been bypassed rather than replaced. तो share हो चुका है. अक्षय ने कहा ये share हो चुका है, तो अच्छी बात है. Davis's failure to undertake process measurement undoubtedly stimulated modern emphasis process. Finally, we can say Davisian approach is an acceptable introductory teaching vehicle. चलेगा? Penck, then we have looked at Penck's work also. Davis and Penck saw geomorphology through different eyes. Penck's ideas on slopes, Penck's criticism, Penck के भी कुछ criticism. Probably majority of the geologists are unwilling to accept Penck's views that shape the slope depends on intensity of erosion as conditioned by the nature of endogenetic processes. Valley side slopes are undoubtedly affected by numerous other factors. Now tell me about this thing, everyone. आपने ये देखा? This, and do you remember Penck had said कि ये ऐसा हो जाएगा? Remember this? True. Now tell me, you are assuming that this whole thing has the same structure. What if there was a resistant rock here? What if there was a resistant rock here? True. Think about it. Parallel retreat will happen if it is uniform. सब कुछ uniform है, मुझे समझ में आता है. Everything is uniform. I can understand this is happening. But if everything is not uniform, can this happen? तो उसको भी तो पूछ सकते हैं. Can we do that? और ये जो retreat की आप बात कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है कि ड्राई में ज़्यादा होगा. Rivers will have a different way of doing that. True. And he's not talking about retreat. He's talking about the replacement from below. Replacement from below. True or not? So what we are talking about is that his ideas are also somewhere broad generalizations for that. There can be minor variations there also. Yes. It is too much to assume that they reflect mainly the nature of crustal movement which are affected in a particular. But anyways, back wasting and down wasting are important ideas. I hope you can see them, that one is getting back wasted, another is down wasted, and the angle is also changing. geographical representation of Penck that was already given, and many of you have already drawn that also. Get that? Now there is something called as Penck's cycle, Penck's second cycle. Penck in the first cycle, suppose that the upliftment happens slowly. Is everyone okay? Upliftment happens slowly. Upliftment happens gradually. Is everyone okay with this? Sorry, तो मैं पता है upliftment happens gradually. All of us know that. Yes, everyone on this. Okay. Penck's second cycle is when upliftment happens abruptly. Abrupt upliftment, who talked about it? Davis. So can I say Penck's second cycle acknowledges Davis also? Davis के idea को Penck's second cycle ने ले लिया. Can I say that? So he has a way of this thing. So it is not similar to Penck's first cycle. The interflows are not angular, but the ridges are directly converted into rounded shapes. So इसमें ये भी हो सकता है. So can we say that he is also acknowledging that part can also be possible? So that is also there. What is Penck's third cycle? So एक बात बता रहा हूँ फिर से, everyone please pay attention. Normally he says this is your primer roof. Uplift happens gradually. Is everyone okay? This is the normal stage. This is Penck's normal or first cycle. Because normal cycle तो copyright goes to Davis first cycle. Second cycle he says. Is everyone okay? This is sudden uplift. Can you understand? This is the second cycle. Then there is a third cycle also. This is the primer roof. Primer roof. Okay. What is the third cycle? Everyone. Can anyone tell me what is third cycle? What does he mean by third cycle? It's all about the upliftment stage. Quickly from the graph, पता तो चले, समझ भी रहो कि नहीं? Penck की cycle. Very slow. Gradual तो यही है. Everyone, gradual. Can I say sudden? This is very slow. So can I say long time is taken? Long time, as someone is saying, Sarvesh, long time is taken in the normal one. But then he brings in the other two types as exceptions. Is everyone okay? So can I say Penck says Davisian idea of sudden and abrupt is an exception, and if abrupt can happen, then why not very slow? When land rises very slowly. Okay. Second and third cycles were found in peripheral regions of Alps. So everyone, Alps is an area where upliftment is happening. Alps is a young fold mountain, yes or no? But there will be areas where there will be sudden, there will be low, and there will be all three grades. So he has used all those things. Critics say that many similar cycles can be imagined to exist by supposing different rate of upliftment, hence not much can be given to the cycles. They said, yaar, aapne to teen bata diya, so there can be infinite combinations. Yes or no? And you are saying that the landform will depend upon sudden, very slow, and slow. So can I say the entire thing, the entire idea of landforms being started, they all depend on how slow and fast will be, and they will change. Is everyone okay? Penck के merits भी यहाँ पर हो गए, demerits. It is imaginary to think that all stages of Penck cycle took place in the same order. Penck, too much emphasis on mutual relationship between rise of land and deepening of valley has been severely criticized. Okay, again, आप कह रहे हैं rise and this thing, but there, as I told you, your idea is about slope replacement from below. But as I said, in between there are structures, there are multiple processes that will make a huge difference, so that is going to be there. Our knowledge of the initial condition of the land is inadequate, hence the fact that estimation of Penck appears to be imaginary. So nobody has seen a primer roof. Have we seen a primer roof? कभी हुआ होगा geological past में? Today I'm looking at the mountain. So do I know the primer roof of Himalayas? What would it be like? Do I know what was, like Appalachians, how sudden or how slow were they? I don't know much about them. So what am I doing is I am imagining and coming to a conclusion. So these are the demerits which you can include. Is everyone okay with this? वैसे कैसे पता कर सकते हैं, initial condition का? Is there any way to find out the initial condition? What would be the initial condition of land in the geological past? Is there any way? Quickly, कोई तरीका है या नहीं है? Is it possible? No way. तो फिर तो geological past के बारे में all of us are ignorant. We don't know anything about it. Fossil can be there, carbon dating can be there. Okay, very good. Sample testing can be there. Okay, perfect. So I'll be talking about this in a short while. Fluvial cycle, youth, maturity, old age. Is everyone okay? So this is what he calls it as normal cycle. Davis. Fluvial is the normal. That means others are abnormal. I don't know whether they are abnormal or not, but we must know those cycles. That is what I'm going to say. Sarveshwar has written a good phrase over there. Historical approaches. Remember I told you approaches to geography. Historical approaches sees in time. So there I told you a process called as denudational chronology. ऐसा बताया था? वो बिल्कुल हो सकता है. Good Sarveshwar, you remembered. That's very very encouraging. So drainage कैसा होता है youth में, valley profile क्या होता है, interstream, waterfall, floodplain, meander, everything we are looking at. So youth, mature, senile. See, waterfall are missing in the senile. So we are looking at that. I would want you to read them. This is the material given to you. Achha. Sometimes the examiner has asked us karst landscape and karst cycle. Now karst cycle is not given by, ऐसा नहीं है कि डेविस ने ही कार्स्ट साइकिल की बात की हो, वो तो अपने फ्लूवियल की बात कर रहा है, बट व्हेन इट इज अप्लाइड टू कास्ट एरियाज विल द लैंडफॉर्म्स बी डिफरेंट और नॉट? So the term came into the province of Yugoslavia, karst topography will have a different way. So how will it go? How would the cycle go? If I look at the cycle, you already know lapis, sinkholes, stalactites, stalagmite, cave, caverns, karst lake. Yes, we've already looked at that. So how would the cycle look like? Which stage, what will happen? So that has been captured in these notes. अगर karst cycle पूछता है, ठीक है? So, with certain karstic features are common to limestone, the individual peculiarities of major karst region can be better explained in orderly sequential development. Whenever orderly sequential development comes, that means what? That means a cycle. This was attempted by Vijik. So this is not Davis. Can you see that? So यहाँ पर क्या है? Cycle बहुत अच्छे से दिख जाएगी. देखिए पानी अंदर गया. In the early stages, water will go and dissolve limestone. What will be created? Caves. Yes or no? Caves will be there. Sinkholes will be there. Yes or no? Then what will happen? Sinkholes will widen. And the surface will get eroded, irregular. Caves will connect with each other. And then what will happen? It becomes so hollow that everything will collapse. And in the end, what is there? This is non-limestone and limestone patches are on top of that. यही बनाना है exam में. Can I expect you to draw this in your diagram book now? Now that you know the cycles, everyone, can we have this in our diagram books? So don't write the details of it. You have the details. This will be called as the karst cycle. If they ask us the limestone cycle, just this. So you've already drawn the cycle. अब ये karst वाला भी limestone का भी diagram एक बना लेंगे. Whatever is there, वो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. Simple thing, there is nothing, only the landforms which are there, karst window may be seen, and partly arches, bridges, pulleys, and they are seen. So that is what I want you to take the words from here, but in your diagram book, just draw that, no writing needed. ये coastal landforms थे. Remember, you've already drawn these coastal landforms. Can coastal areas also have a cycle? Can coastal areas also have a sequential development? Oh yes, they can have it. So this is the coastal cycle of erosion. Is everyone okay? किसने दिया ये? D.W. Johnson. Sequential development. So Davis' idea applied to this. So this is the land, and this is the sea. Correct? And what we are looking at is the water has entered. So पहले bay बनेगा. Yes. Waves are attacking these areas, red areas. Yes or no? So what will happen? Caves will be created, stacks will be created, columns will be created, and here wave cut platform will be created. Can you see side profile is also there and top profile is also there? Can you see those bars, spits are being created? Very smartly drawn quick diagram. And eventually what will happen? They will chop off. ऊपर का जो cliff बन जाएगा. Will there be a cliff or not? Can you see cliffs? Flat cliffs are being created and coastline has become smooth. True. And sea level, and you will find that these wave cut platforms, they are becoming wider. Mature stage, the headland cuts back and the level of intervening bay and coastline is straightened. सब कुछ सीधा हो जाएगा. Coastline connecting bars are removed. And old stage, what happens? Is achieved when waves and currents have reduced the shore to gently sloping plain. ये gently sloping plain क्या है? What is this gently sloping plain? This is wave cut platform. Everyone, tell me one thing. At the end of Daviesian cycle, what is created? At the end of Daviesian cycle, what is created? Peneplain. After Penck cycle, what is created? So peneplain. Yes. Do you know the generic term for them? The generic term for them is erosional surface. So what is the name of erosional surface under? What is the name of erosional surface under Davis? Peneplain. Under Penck, पेडिप्लेन. अंडर किंग पेडिमेंट्स फ्यूज टू फॉर्म पेडिप्लेन. उसका भी पेडिप्लेन. ठीक है. पेनिप्लेन्स हैव मोनैग्नॉक्स. Pediplanes have Inselberg or Bonhards. Is everyone okay with this? What is the plane at the end of a coastal cycle? What is the plane at the end of a coastal cycle, everyone? What do we call a plane at the end of the coastal cycle? जल्दी से बताइए. Wave cut platform. Do we get that? Do we get where we are? We are into those cycles only. Cycles में वो last की हमारी एक जो surface है, that is called the erosional surface. Everyone, did we get for limestone? Did we get for coastal wind and water? They have already given us. Water is peneplain, wind is peneplain. इधर चला गया. ये है arid cycle. Arid cycle of erosion में peneplain बनता है. So based on Lewisian idea, arid cycle is also there. So arid cycle के जो वो है उसमें रहेगा peneplain. You can use that. ठीक है. In the end, what is left? Your bone hearts are left. Can there be a glacial cycle? Glacial cycle was given by W. Hobbs. और इनका जो end में बचेगा, that will be called as cryoplane. What will this be called as? Peneplain, peneplain, and finally cryoplane. Is everyone with me on this? Everyone clear? Cryoplane. ठीक है, क्रायोप्लेन, क्रायोप्लेनेशन, क्रायोप्लेन और क्रायोप्लेनेशन। यहाँ पर भी सारे वो होंगे, इसका डायग्राम नहीं दिया हुआ है, एक बार लुक एट द इंटरनेट। क्रायोप्लेनेशन का नहीं तो मैं पेरिग्लेशियल पे आई हैव टू गिव यू समथिंग, वो मटेरियल आपके पास नहीं है। क्रायोप्लेनेशन केम एज अ क्वेश्चन दिस टाइम, यस ऑल्टीप्लेनेशन, ऑल्टीप्लेनेशन है, क्रायोप्लेनेशन इज वन पार्ट ऑफ दैट। ऑल्टीप्लान इज द टाइप ऑफ अ क्रायोप्लेन। इज एवरीवन ओके? पार्शियल साइकिल्स, इंटरप्शंस, रेजुवेनेशन, कंफर्टेबल विद दीज वर्ड्स? पार्शियल साइकिल्स डिक्शनरी में काम करना है, इंटरप्शंस, साइकिल इंटरप्शंस, रेजुवेनेशंस, रेजुवेनेशंस, इज एवरीवन ओके? मोनोसाइक्लिक लैंडफॉर्म, वन फुल साइकिल एट अ टाइम, polycyclic landforms, polycyclic means one cycle interrupted another cycle, another cycle, yes. Simple compound landforms, simple landforms one process, fluvial. Compound landforms multiple process, fluvial as well as glacial. Is everyone okay? Monocyclic, polycyclic, oh sorry, this is polycyclic, ठीक है, multicyclic, exhumed landforms. What are exhumed landforms? एक और बता देता हूँ last. So there is this granitic rock or basaltic rock. This is volcanic in nature, true. Another volcano erupted in the vicinity, another volcano erupted in the vicinity and covered this entire region under ash. Is everyone okay? पूरा का पूरा दब गया. How does it look? Nobody knows that there was something like this. Nobody knows it. So we know that this is a sedimentary ash plain. Is everyone okay? Sedimentary ash plain. What are the rivers doing? Rivers are coming here, they're cutting V-shaped valleys. True. Now what happens is, with erosion, yes, sort of like Pompeii, the town of Pompeii, which was buried totally under ash in Italy. With time, the river valley develops. Everyone, the river valley develops. And the river, which was flowing like this formerly, now flows into this. Why? Because the original rock has been exposed now. True or not? Gradually, this whole thing will be removed. Do we see a different, altogether different underlying surface will be exposed? हो जाएगा कि नहीं हो जाएगा? Totally different underlying surface will be exposed. That is called exhumed landforms or scale. समझ में आ गया? आपने ऐसा ही एक रिवर्स में सुना होगा, सुपर imposed drainage. So rivers were first flowing at the slope of this. But imagine if the slope of this underlying was on the other side. What will happen? Rivers will start flowing in that direction. That is called superimposed drainage. When I'm talking about that, that is that. Madhukar is saying antecedent. Madhukar, this is not antecedent. Antecedent is your rock was created or landform was created and the river was flowing before that. Yeah, that is antecedent. ये केस में क्या है? You have removed it and the underlying thing has got exposed. Exhumed means, you know, resurrecting the dead. जो मर चुका है उसको बाहर निकालना. So this was dead and buried, and this is what exhumed. Is everyone okay? So working on vocabulary, these are all dictionary items. Please work on them. I think, you know, like after all these things in advanced geomorphology, slope evolution, slope theories, you are comfortable. वैसे तो 2 क्लास में हम कर देते हैं, but I have taken longer classes, assuming that geomorphology की 4 क्लास हुई थी. So we have to do that. Polyclimatic examples are there, rejuvenation examples are there, everything is there. So are we comfortable with this? Can I close this chapter for today? Tomorrow, what will I bring? I plan to bring what we had left: plate tectonics, mountain building, the interesting part, theoretical part. मैंने पहले करवा दिया. I thought, you know, at the beginning of the class, public बहुत energized रहती है, तो भारी वाला पहले करवाते हैं. Plate tectonics is easy. Yes. Wegener is easy, so we'll be doing that from tomorrow. So tomorrow, Wegener, plate tectonic process geomorphology, that is going to come. Also, tectonic geomorphology is come. Here we have completed the process one. Concepts like denudational chronology, concepts like you know, like other things, that I will keep on sandwiching between those topics. Is everyone okay? So tomorrow we are coming back to the interesting geomorphology. Don't miss that, and make sure, I know, you know, like I'm so happy that all of you, you know, kept your patience और बड़ी हिम्मत से अपने diagram draw किए. This is the most boring one. You not only withstood the boring one, you made it confidently, and you now know that if the theories come, you can handle. Now you will find on internet there are 7-8 types of theories. इसमें भी देखेंगे, सविंद्र सिंह में भी बहुत सारी theories हैं. I have skipped some of them. I have skipped up some of them. Savage's theory, this and that. If you wish, you can write one sentence about them. अगर आप कहेंगे तो मैं एक list दे भी दूँगा. ठीक है? There is nothing else to be looked into. These are the major ones. This is what you should have been clear about. But if you come across some more scientists who have done that, so you please understand, वही पुरानी चीजों को, नई बोतल है, शराब वही पुरानी. So from the exam point of view, these were important. So that is why I've done that. And thank you for coming 100% in participation, in understanding and working on that. Okay? So see you tomorrow with the environment class at 8 o'clock and